All right, welcome everyone, and good afternoon. Thanks for joining me in this live stream. Really do appreciate it. I hope you're having a nice day so far. All right, so I want to share with you some information that I just came across as far as a new report that was released in regards to SSI benefits. Now, if you've been watching the videos on the channel for a while now, I talk about all of these benefits that are administered by Social Security, and SSI happens to be one of those. So, as I always like to do in videos and live streams, anytime that I'm talking about one specific type of benefit, like this live stream right here, SSI, I always like to clarify that from the very beginning, just to let you know that this is the benefit I'm talking about. Now, the thing that's interesting about Social Security and all the benefits administered by the program, like retirement, SSDI, survivors, spousal, SSI, all of these are administered by Social Security, but at the end of the day, as you all know, they're also very, very different, right? They're all very different eligibility, parameters of beneficiaries. Everything is different about these programs, okay? So anyways, I always like to clarify that from the very beginning. I'm talking about SSI here in this video as well, okay? So when it comes down to say like SSDI and retirement and spousal, survivors, all of these other benefits, the numbers are going to be different for them and specific to those programs, but again, just focusing on SSI here, okay? Just want to clarify that really quickly. Now, another thing I want to point out really quickly as well, I want to say this right away from the start so that nobody's worried. Your benefits are not ending, okay? They're not going away. Nobody's taking them. Nobody's ending the program, things like that. However, there's some concerning information that's out there right now, and I want to bring this to you. I was just doing a bunch of research on this, reading more information about it, because I found this and thought, that's concerning. So I started digging into this further and want to bring this to your attention. I'd be very curious to hear, is this impacting anybody here in this community? I wouldn't be shocked if it is to some degree, and these are some pretty big numbers. All right, so let's quickly talk about the details of this report, and I will explain a bunch of details as far as why we could be seeing this. Now, as you probably noticed from the title of this, huge number of SSI beneficiaries basically losing benefits. Yeah, that's the case here, okay? So that's what I've been reading about, and again, what I want to talk about here really quickly, okay? All right, so let me just give you the timelines on this. Let me give you some real numbers behind the program and how many people have really lost benefits as of recently. Not good, a lot of people. All right, so think of this. Back in May of 2023, okay, so that was like a year and a couple months ago, right? In May of 2023, there were 7,380,000 SSI beneficiaries, okay? Now, obviously, there was a few more. I'm just kind of rounding here, okay? Anyway, 7,380,000 beneficiaries as of May 2023. Now, that was a year and a couple months ago. That was about, was that 14 months ago or something like that, right? So, okay, that's good to know. But now, through the end of May this year, here's what they found. Now, there's 7,261,000 SSI beneficiaries. But wait, didn't you just say 7,380,000 people a year ago? Exactly what I said. That's a difference of 119,000 people that have vanished, gone, off the program, disappeared, right? So over a course of a 1 year period of time, from May 2023 to May 2024, 119,000 people, according to this report here, and according to these numbers, 119,000 people have disappeared from SSI. Where did they go, right? Now, here's the thing. Generally, over long periods of time, just like all these other programs, usually the roles and people, the beneficiary counts of these programs generally continue to go up. Now, obviously, they oscillate a little bit on a month-by-month basis, but generally over the course of a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, things like this, usually the numbers keep going up, right? It's not that often that numbers go down, but that's what we're seeing here, right? A loss of 119,000 people in one single year from one program. It's a lot of people, right? That's a big percentage of people based on this program, okay? Now, I want to point out a couple different reasons why this could be happening. Now, obviously, everybody's situation is going to be very different, but I want to point this out. And then I also want to discuss as well what Social Security has announced so far this year, because they're actually making it a little bit easier to apply for and get SSI and SSDI benefits. In fact, if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for a while now, I've been hosting live streams lately. I've had a number of videos describing all this and everything that's been happening, but over the last, I don't know, 4 months or so, give or take a little bit, I believe the first round of big announcements out of Social Security happened in March of this year, kind of late-ish March. I believe it was like March 22nd. For some reason, that date sticks out to me. I could be off on that a little bit. I think it was March 22nd is when this happened, but anyway, there's been a number of different announcements out of Social Security to make it actually easier to get and basically get an award letter from Social Security to receive SSDI and SSI benefits. Okay, I've discussed those in other videos, but so they should be making this easier. So going forward, I mean, really, if we look at the timeline, basically starting, say again, May of this year, 2024, through May of next year, 2025. Obviously, we don't know what that's going to be yet because it's we're we're only a couple months beyond May as of now. But once we fast forward again out another year, out into May of next year, 2025, I'd be very, very curious considering they lowered the threshold and made it a little easier to get those benefits from Social Security for these programs, SSDI and SSI. I'd be very curious to see where these numbers are sitting in a year from now. I would generally think they should be quite a bit higher because of the changes that they've made and basically breaking down barriers for people basically getting these benefits, right? In fact, maybe I don't know, what was it, 2 weeks ago or so, give or take a little bit. I'm not sure exactly when it was, but I was out in a live stream then and we were talking about some of these changes that were announced that day, or, a couple different changes were announced 2 days in a row there for these benefits. And I saw in the chat section, numerous people, I don't even know how many people, a lot of you here in the community reached out and said, yeah, took me 6 years to get my SSDI, took me 4 years to get my SSI, took me X number of years for my spouse to get SSDI or SSI. There were huge year amount numbers that I was seeing in the chat box, and a number of people were saying, yeah, I only got benefits because I got legal representation and they worked my application and they got me benefits. So that was something we were talking about, again, probably 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, something like that, in a separate live stream. But, all right, so let me rattle off a couple different reasons why the rolls, as in the number of beneficiaries receiving SSI, may have gone down over the last year. Now, again, there's like a lot of options here, okay? There's a ton, okay? So everybody's situation is going to be very, very different, but I'm going to give you a couple different options, okay? So number one, well, I'm not even going to number them. There's no reason to number them. I'm just going to kind of give you a bunch here, okay? Now, first off, a couple of them could be maybe somebody went out and started earning some income. They didn't realize they couldn't have like virtually any income on SSI. Maybe they earned over the threshold and whack, there goes your benefit, right? That's what happens. So unfortunately, there's like absolutely no mercy when it comes to this program. If you earn some money and you do a little bit of good for yourself, trying to make ends meet, well then, sorry, you might as well kiss your benefits goodbye because that's about it. They're not going to last. You know what I mean? They basically reduce your benefit. Like, I mean, you get a little bit of a chance, but I mean, for the most part, you get your benefits reduced if you make any money, okay? So that's kind of reason number one. A couple of the reasons is, I mean, who knows? Maybe somebody's situation changed where, all of a sudden maybe they got married, maybe they got an inheritance, maybe they moved into a house. Or I mean, there's so many different reasons why they maybe came into a little bit of financial assistance, or maybe they got some finances somehow, some money some way, somehow, and it put them over the thresholds of all of these different, benchmarks that are in place for SSI. And then, whoop, sorry, you lost your benefits again, okay? That's another option. Now, I'm going to say something else. I mean, this is not a popular thing to say, but I don't even really want to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway, okay? Because this is possibly one of the options. Maybe some people have passed away. I mean, that's honestly a reason too, right? Remember, you got to be vertical in order to be to be eligible for benefits, right? The guy who's horizontal, I'm sorry, he's not getting benefits anymore, right? Again, sorry, I'm not trying to be funny here, but you get my point, right? Okay, that's the only way you can get benefits, whether it's SSI or SSDI or SSI. You got to be present to win when it comes down to these programs, right? So unfortunately, I know that's kind of a weird topic, but that's the truth behind it, right? So anyway, these are just a few different reasons why, but to see the count of beneficiaries go down by 119,000 people over the course of 1 year, in my opinion, seems very odd. Generally, we see these numbers continuously ticking up, and it was just a couple years ago. I mean, it was not that long ago that we saw these numbers just under 8 million SSI beneficiaries. So we've actually gone down significantly. So what that would really tell me, I'm just going to say this much, okay? What this would really tell me is that the barriers to entry, as in the barriers to getting an application approved and to getting that, infamous award letter for these benefits, I would say has probably been very difficult. Reason being is more people are, basically kind of being purged or being removed from the program than more people actually coming in. So over long periods of time, we're actually seeing the numbers dropping in these programs. Kind of make sense? Right? So I'd be very curious. Again, we won't know the numbers for another year from now, but I'm going to be very curious to see what happens here as we roll into early next year and mid next year, 2025, to see where these numbers are actually sitting then. Because I would think based on these new adjustments and the new eligibility requirements and the different thresholds that they put in place here over the last 4 or 5 months or so that they've announced out of Social Security, I would think that these numbers would go up pretty substantially because they're making it quite a bit easier to get these benefits. And that's the whole purpose behind it, is to make it a little bit easier. Because here's the thing. When you file for your application, when you file your application for SSI and SSDI, is that a fun process? I don't think any of us enjoy that, right? You sit around for months or maybe years to get some kind of communication. You get probably a denial or something. They ask for a ton of information from you. You supply it as fast as you can, and then they come back and say, oh, thanks for all the information, denied, right? Wait, what? What do you mean denied? And then you appeal and go back and forth, and it just draws out the clock longer. It's a long process, right? I think we can all probably agree with that. I mean, look at the timelines that anybody says, years for a lot of people to get these benefits. So anyway, I was just doing some research on this, saw the report that was just released, and thought, yeah, I want to talk about this, which, by the way, I would really appreciate if you want to share. You don't need to share. But if you've experienced anything like this over the last, call it year or, I don't know, year and a half, where you've maybe lost benefits or you've been at risk of losing benefits or something like that, I'd like to hear it from you. I mean, if you want to share, if you don't want to share, that's totally fine too. I always respect that. No problem whatsoever. I'm just kind of curious if it's impacting anybody here in the community. But this is kind of scary. I mean, the scariest thing for a fixed income beneficiary would be ultimately getting a letter from Social Security, or the day that you're supposed to get your deposit rolls around and you look in your bank account or on your Direct Express card and no money. That's a little fishy. No money. What happened, right? And then you start wondering, and then you start making the phone calls, and then you realize, oh, my benefits, yeah, where'd they go? Yeah, this is a bad situation, right? So anyway, yeah, that's like the scariest thing for a fixed income beneficiary who generally doesn't have any other income sources, especially an SSI individual. Do SSI individuals generally have other income sources? I'm going to say this much. In most cases, no. Most of the time, not, right? Because first off, you can't really earn much money on SSI. You can earn a little tiny bit, but that's not much. And most people just can't work. You know what I mean? Just generally don't have an income above whatever they get from SSI. Make sense? So anyway, I'm going to jump into the chat here. I hope this explains it a little bit. Again, I'm not here to instill fear in anybody. I'm not here to scare anyone. No, your benefits are not going away in general. I mean, maybe on a very specific timeline, maybe a very specific situation, somebody may, lose benefits or something like that. Again, that's going to be very isolated. I'm saying this much. Don't worry about it for the most part. But these numbers are a little bit concerning and something I certainly want to watch and wonder why. Why is this happening? Why are these numbers going down when really we should be seeing them going up, right? By the way, quick little side note. I've said this before in other videos. I'll say it again really quickly. 11,000 people are becoming eligible for Social Security retirement benefits every single day. That's nuts, okay? Every time I think of that, it's just, to me, that seems like such a huge number. 11,000 a day. And that's going to be for the next 3 years. In fact, I was just with my dad the other day, and I told him that stat, and he's like, a day? And I was like, yes, 11,000 a day. He's like, what? He just couldn't believe it, that was a real statistic. I was like, yes, look it up. The next 3 years through 2027. So basically this year, 2024, 2025, well, you know what I mean? So through 2027, we're going to be having 11,000 people a day for eligibility for Social Security. That's nuts. So anyway, I always like to talk about that because I just think it's so crazy to hear that. All right, so anyway, have my phone here. I'm going to whip out the chat section, and I'll go through some questions, concerns, whatever I can. I'll answer them for you. Do whatever I can for you. I can always make dedicated videos if I need to elaborate something more than that, but hope that helps. All right, so let's get into this. Yeah, Imaginator, I see you there. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a nice afternoon. Oh, nice. Shell Valestra, you like the shelf? That's awesome. Yeah. Got a bunch of little gadgets and knickknacks lately. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yep, thank you. Silenci Wall. I think I always say your name wrong. I apologize, but hey, I see you there. Thanks for joining us again. I always see you in the live stream. Yeah, thank you. Silenci Wall. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I apologize if I'm not. Is it D. Lucas maybe in Birmingham? Hey, I see you there. Thanks for checking in. Birmingham, is that Alabama? I could be wrong on that. I'm not sure. But for some reason that seems maybe I'm right. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Wow, Bob Terrian, I think it is. Took you 3 years. Yeah, nuts. Again, 3 years. That's a long time for somebody to be waiting. I mean, 3 years. Imagine that, right? Think of it this way, okay? Let's just think back 3 years. We would be in July of 2021, okay? What happened in July of 2021? Well, I don't know, but I do know this much. July of 2021, we were only like 2 months out from getting the $1,400 stimulus check. I mean, just put that into perspective. Those were the good days, right? When maybe somebody had a little bit of extra money to buy some things before all this massive inflation hit. I mean, it was like the inflation was just ticking up at that point, right? A lot of things were happening. That was 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, I mean, it feels like forever ago that all that happened, right? Yeah, that'd be a long time to wait. Yeah. Yeah, Deborah Chapman checking in. Hey, nice to see you, Deborah. Yeah, thanks for being here. Shanette Wilson, that's about 2 hours from me. Maybe you're talking about Birmingham. That's cool. Yeah, Shel Valestra saying good afternoon to Deborah. Jimmy Clemens, I see you there. Yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Yeah, Cora Thomas, it is. Yeah, exactly. Agree with you. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Alabama. Yeah, I was right. Okay, so Birmingham, Alabama. Nice. I don't know. I don't know how I know that, but yeah, that's good. Teresa Brook, waving her hands all around. Thanks, Teresa. Nice to have you here. I appreciate it. Yep. Shanette Wilson, yes. Brenda Boydle. I could be saying your last name wrong. I apologize, but yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks for being here, Brenda. I really appreciate you and everybody else here. Just thanks so much for your support. I always just really appreciate all of you. And it's awesome to hang out in the live streams like this. Thank you. Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you. Hope Bidos. Sorry, Hope. Sorry, I'm probably saying your last name wrong. I should really stop trying to say last names. I apologize. But yeah, thank you, Hope. Nice to have you here, and good afternoon. Thanks. Mark Darling, it looks like, from Michigan. Yeah, thanks, Mark. Nice to have you here. I appreciate it, Mark Darling. I hope it is. Yeah, thank you, Mark. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay, so Ricky McCoy is saying, I just won my third appeal. Wow, it's a long time. I mean, here's the thing, too, as well. To go through that entire process and to go through the appeal process and everything like that, I would imagine it took you year and a half, I would think, probably minimum to get that. You said you got approved on your third appeal right there. So yeah, I would think probably like minimum year and a half. Just initial applications for these benefits, most cases take about 7 months. So imagine your initial application goes in about 7 months, oh, denied, and then you do an appeal that takes another month or two, not a month, a month, yeah, right, a couple months, and then you do that you do that 3 times total. Yeah, I'd bet you spent probably a year and a half at least trying to get those benefits. That's nuts. Yeah, thanks, Ricky. I appreciate the insight, and thanks for sharing that story. Yeah. Yeah, Bob Terrian. Yeah, you're very welcome. Saying thanks for telling my story. Yeah, exactly. You're very welcome, Bob. Just want to do what I can to kind of share the situation, right? I mean, a lot of times when we're in this type of situation, it's like, oh, I'm so alone and I'm going through this all by myself and there's nobody else that experiences this. Now, obviously, everybody's situation is very different. Nobody knows what everybody else is experiencing, but I think all of us can relate to some degree that it's not a fun process, okay? I don't know how else to say it, right? I mean, I can certainly say it some other ways. It's going to add a different level of language, but I probably don't want to do that here in this video. But you get my point, right? The application and the appeal and the denial and the legal representation, all that, things like that, it's not fun, right? We all know that. It's not fun. It takes time. It's frustrating. It's annoying. And it's time that you're losing out on benefits. Now, obviously, there is some back pay of benefits, but that's restricted as well. It's not forever, right? If it takes 3 years to get an award letter and benefits, you're not getting back paid for all of that. You'll get a back pay portion of that, but not 3 years worth, yeah. Brenda Harold, hello, Brenda. Nice to have you here. I appreciate it. Nice to see you, Brenda. Yeah, Bob Terrian saying, I was starving. Yeah, don't blame you. Yeah, that'd be really rough. That's a long time to wait, and especially no money, things like that. Yep. Yeah, Shanette Wilson. Melanie White checking in. Hello, Melanie. Nice to have you here. Good afternoon. Hope you're having a nice day, Melanie. Yeah, Chris Talley saying Roll Tide. Nice. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, Tamika Davis checking in saying hello. Good afternoon, Tamika. Nice to have you here. It's always so nice to see you. I really appreciate it. Michelle Higgins is saying thank you. Yeah, you're welcome, Michelle. Thanks for being here as well, as always. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Michelle. I appreciate it. Yeah, Mike Clark is saying it took him 3.5 years back in 1977 to get his. Well, yeah, I mean, think of that, right? Nothing was electronic in 1977. I mean, there's still a lot of things that aren't electronic now, right? But the process is a little bit faster now. In 1977, there were significantly less beneficiaries, but also, the Social Security Administration was also a lot smaller as well, right? So, I mean, it's kind of all relative, but yeah, for sure, 3.5 years, it's a long time to wait. Which, by the way, the late 70s, that was a very high inflationary time. So, Mark, I'm guessing you were probably struggling quite a bit during that time, waiting for some type of, financial assistance, things like that. Inflation was raging on. It was very high in the late 70s. Yeah. Yeah, Susan M. Harris is saying thank you. Yeah, you're welcome, Susan. Thanks for checking in. Nice to have you here. Yeah, thanks, Susan. I really appreciate it. Wow, Sugar Mama. Sugar Mama, love it. You said you first applied in 2015, you didn't get it, and you finally got approved in 2018. So yeah, again, 3 years, another 3 year, right? So I mean, we've seen multiple people. We had Bob say 3 years. We had Mark say 3.5 years. We have Sugar Mama coming in at 3 years, right? Yeah. Hector, hey Hector, I see you there. Thanks for watching, Hector. Sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name, so I'm not going to try. But thanks, Hector. Really appreciate you being here. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, Susan Ryan checking in from, I think you said Oklahoma. Let's check again. Yeah, Oklahoma. Awesome. Susan Ryan, that's awesome. Thanks for being here. Alicia, not sure. I think your name is, Alicia Williams from Huntsville, I think you said? Yeah, Huntsville. I wonder where that is. Huntsville. I'm trying to think of what state that rings a bell with. Huntsville, I'm not sure. I'm honestly not quite sure. Huntsville. For some reason, Tennessee is coming to mind. I have no idea why I'm thinking that. That's just whatever. It's the state that keeps popping up. Probably wrong with that. I don't know why I'm thinking that. It seems about right. Tennessee. That's my guess. All right, let's see if I'm right. Melanie White, Memphis. I mean, how odd is that? I just saw that. I just said Tennessee was my guess, and Melanie White checking in from Memphis, Tennessee. So I don't know. Something's odd in the air. You know what I mean? Now obviously, Alicia said Huntsville. I don't know if that's in Tennessee, but the very next Melanie White is from Tennessee. So I don't know. Again, interesting. So maybe the next person will be from Florida. That's going to be my guess. Let's see if I'm right. Oh, hang on. Geraldine saying, I missed the information. Let me know when you're live. We're live right now, Geraldine. I would say check the first like 10 minutes or so of this video. I would say just watch that first 10 minutes or so. You'll get all the information there. That's the best way to just check that out. I'm not going to go through all the details again. But yeah, just check out the first 10 or so minutes if you're just jumping on now to see what I'm talking about. That should help. Jeanette Wilson. Am I right? Tennessee? Wait, hang on. No. Oh, Jeanette Wilson. Sorry, sorry, I was confused about something. Sorry about that. But yeah. Salvador Bonfilio. Hey, checking in again. You've been here every live stream the last however many we've had lately. That's awesome. Thanks, Salvador. Nice to have you here. Jeanette Wilson says, hello, neighbor. I'm not sure if that's directed at me or somebody else, but yeah, hello, neighbor. Larry, I see you there. Not sure what your last name is, the second part of your name there, but yeah, Larry, I see you there. Yeah, Larry from Ohio, I see you there. You're saying blind on SSI, and the way that they're running this is kind of disturbing. Yeah, 100%, right? So yeah, Larry, I appreciate you checking in. Thanks for watching this, but yeah, 100%, right? So yeah, exactly. Thanks, Larry from Ohio. I appreciate it. Oh my, so Kimberly. Okay, this is interesting. So Kimberly is checking in. Thanks, Kimberly. I appreciate it. Sorry, not sure how to pronounce your last name, but you said, I think you said like your family's in Memphis, Tennessee, and you're from Huntsville, maybe? Something like that? Again, is Huntsville in Tennessee? I haven't found the answer yet, but I don't know. Something about this is seeming interesting. That was my guess, by the way, from a few minutes ago. So I'm still trying to figure out if I'm right or not. Alicia Hundley, I think I'm saying your last name correctly, possibly Alicia Hundley. Hey, thank you very much. Good afternoon. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for being here, Alicia. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, nice. Mike Clark checking in from Michigan. Thanks, Mike, for the nice message. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Yeah, thank you. Deborah Chapman. Yeah, the day is going well. Thank you. Hope you're having a nice day also, Deborah. Thank you. Yep, Janelle checking in from Arizona. I bet Arizona is boiling right now, right? Yeah, Arizona. Thanks, Janelle. But yeah, you said, I think you said 2009 you were denied the first time, and then you got maybe on the second time? I think that's what your message said. Yeah, denied the first time, got it second time on 2009, or in 2009. So that was what, 15 years ago or so? Yeah, thanks, Janelle. Hope you're staying cool in Arizona. Yeah, Ricky McCoy said start in May of 2021. Yep, exactly. Yeah, Allison Ryan. Hey, Allison Ryan, I see you here. Remember a couple days ago, Allison, when I didn't know how to pronounce Allison? Sorry, that was my fault. I was hearing it wrong, so sorry, Allison. But yeah, nice to have you here. I appreciate it. Thanks for being a member, by the way. Really appreciate that as well. Very kind of you. But yeah, just want to do what I can for you to keep you updated when I find weird stuff, when I find information that's being released, reports, anything like that. Of course, I want to bring it to you right away. So yeah, thanks, Allison. Yeah, Richard Montoya saying it told me 6 months. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's in regards to your initial application, but yeah, I mean, generally, right now, wait times on SSDI applications are 212 days. That's about 7 months. It's nuts, right? Yeah, Crystal Jackson. Hello, Crystal Jackson. Nice to have you here. I see your messages on literally every single video. That's awesome. Thanks, Crystal. Really appreciate it. Diana says, good afternoon. Hello, Diana. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for joining us. Yeah. Salvador Bonfilio said, I just gave you a like. Awesome. Thanks, Salvador. That's awesome. Thank you very much. La Vesta? Am I saying that right? La Vesta from Southeast Texas? You said the hurricane. Yeah, hurricane finally gone. Yeah, I saw that. I saw something like 3 million people in Houston were out of power. It's nuts, right? 3 million people. I'm not sure what the population of Houston is, but I think Houston's pretty big. But anyway, yeah, hope you're doing well. Nice to hear from you. Thanks for checking in. But yeah, I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong, but yeah, thank you. Yeah, Chris Talley checking in from Alabama. Awesome. A bunch of, well, not a bunch, but a few people from Alabama here checking in. Awesome. Thanks, Chris. Yeah. Ricky Lee, I see you there. Thanks for sharing a little bit about your story and your experience so far. That's, sounds like it took you quite a while as well to get benefits. That's rough. Took Josh 2 months as well. Yeah, I'd say 2 months is pretty quick. That's pretty quick, Josh. Even though 2 months is still like a long time, but relatively, I mean, that's pretty quick. Robert Glover is saying 5 months. Yeah, 5 months to get SSDI. Again, that's still relatively quick. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to minimize 5 months, but that's still a long time. I mean, it's it's a long time, but still relatively quick as well. Yeah, Sonia McKinney is saying it took me 4 years. Sonia McKinney, yeah, 4 years. Again, that's a huge amount of time. It's a long time. Dave Snyder checking in from upstate New York. Awesome. That's cool. Thanks, Dave. Nice to have you here. Yeah, Mike Clark is saying, do we see a pattern forming here? Yeah, a lot of patterns, right? Probably not the trend that we're looking for. Janet Gentry. I could be saying your last name wrong. I apologize, Janet, but you said North Carolina, NC. Yeah, nice. Thanks for being here, Janet. Lane from Alabama. Awesome. Again, another tally in the Alabama category. Wow. Okay. Mike Clark is saying Huntsville is in northern Alabama. Okay, good to know. I was wrong, but that's good to know. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate the information. Janet Gentry, Pennsylvania. Thanks, Janet. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, Alicia also saying Huntsville, Alabama. So I must be really, really backed up in comments right now. I apologize about that. Kind of slow. Sorry, I'm kind of slow. But yeah, some people coming in confirming where Huntsville is. Alabama. Got it. Okay. I didn't know that. My guess was Tennessee. I was wrong. So there you go. Kathy McLaughlin. Hey, Kathy, nice to have you here. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Yep. Willie Home. Yeah, nice to see you here, Willie. Thanks for joining us. Janet Miller, Alabama. Wow. There's a lot of people from Alabama here with us today. That's cool. So Alabama might be winning the represented state. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Sherry Steele says, I just found your channel. Very helpful and informative. Awesome. That's very cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Sherry Steele. Thank you. That's very kind of you. I really appreciate it. Just want to do what I can to help everybody understand what's going on right now. I'm back with videos every day. I mean, everybody knows that for the most part that watches the videos here. But there's a lot of things that are changing. I've been saying it for a long time. 2024 is the year of Social Security, fixed income benefits. And again, I know it seems like it's been a little bit slow this year so far. It really hasn't been. It's actually been a pretty busy year so far. We've seen a number of announcements out of Social Security, which we generally don't get like we have been so far this year. And as we work through the second half of the year, it's going to get more busy. There's going to be a lot more coming up here. Think about it. I mean, with everything coming up, it's kind of makes sense why they're doing what they are, right? It's It's kind of like a popularity contest in years like this, which is good. It kind of promotes people to say something, to do something, to make changes, stuff like that. So it's kind of a good thing, right? Yeah. All right. So I'll probably spend another minute or two here in the chat. Probably not much time at all, just because I feel like this is getting kind of long here, and then we'll wrap this up. So just, I don't know, maybe another couple minutes. James checking in from South Carolina. Hey, James, nice to have you here. Diana checking in. Thanks for being here. Yep. Ruth Revere, I think it is. I could be saying your last name incorrectly. I apologize. From Philly. Yeah, Philly. Awesome. Thanks for checking in. I think it's Milan Smiles, maybe? I think I'm saying that correctly. Milan, but checking in from Tucson, Arizona, saying that it's hot. Yeah, it's a hot one out here, you're saying. Yeah, I bet it is, right? Yeah, it's nuts. Dina says, I just stumbled across your page and you're checking in from Texas. Awesome. Thanks, Dina. I really appreciate it. Nice to have you here. Thanks for joining. Really, really appreciate it. And yes, we're live. So yeah, thanks, Dina. That's awesome. Oh, Tom, I like it. Tom came in and said Huntsville is in 7 states. So there you go. I like the creativity there, Tom. That's very good. Nice. Shanette Wilson, this one is in Alabama. Yep. Shel Valestra, thank you. That's very kind. Yeah, Dina saying Huntsville in Texas. Awesome. Sherry Steele saying you're blind and you have SSDI, going to lose your benefits and you'll have to get a second job. I guess I'd want to know, I mean, obviously don't share your personal information in the chat. That's for nobody else to know. I mean, you shouldn't share that with anybody, but I'm just simply saying, I guess I'd be curious to know a little bit more about, like, why would you be losing benefits? As an SSDI individual, you can have some income, okay? Even as an SSDI blind beneficiary, you can have income every month, a little bit, right? But if you exceed the thresholds, that's where you have a problem. In fact, for this year, 2024, it's $2,590 a month of gross income for an SSDI blind beneficiary, okay? That's what it is. For a non-blind, it's $1,550 a month of gross income. But again, best practices, as I always say, if you're going to start working or you're going to change work or have an income change of any kind, always call Social Security and tell them. You will not be in trouble. They don't care. It's okay. They will help you make sure that you maintain your benefit, maximize your income, and not lose benefits. That's the best thing about it. So I guess I'd be very curious to know why you'd be losing benefits if you're blind and SSDI. I mean, you're like, you shouldn't be losing benefits, right? That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Deborah, thank you. Deborah Chapman, thank you. Lisa Thomas, I see you there. Thanks for sharing your story there. I appreciate that. That's very scary. But yeah, thank you, Lisa. I really appreciate it. Barbara Brown checking in. Thanks, Barbara. Really appreciate it. And the little face there with, I think it was like beaming eyes or something. Thank you. Yeah, Lisa Thomas, Missouri. Yep. Okay. Sharon Childs saying you got your oh yeah, you got your SSDI award letter in 1 month. Wow, that's like record pace. That's like super fast. That's really nice. Shel Valestra, thank you. That's very kind. Saying a couple nice words there for me. Shel Valestra, you're like my wingman. I love it. Thank you very much. I don't know if that's the best analogy, but we'll just say it just for, for giggles in this little video. But yeah, that's very kind. Thanks, Shel Valestra. Very, very nice of you. I'm going to call Shel Valestra my wing, okay? You all know what that means now for going forward. Yep. Yep. Maxine Poole, I think it is. You said if a person is 62 and has 37 credits, can they get SSDI? Okay. I'm going to tread lightly here. Reason being is I would never want to give empty promises to anybody, but I would say probably, for sure you can, okay? But again, I don't know your exact situation. Please don't leave your personal details in the comments section. But I would say probably, okay? But when it comes down to retirement benefits, the answer is no. Reason being is you need 40 credits, okay? So you said you have 37, so you're basically 3/4 off from basically being eligible for retirement benefits, okay? But SSDI, remember, the cool thing about SSDI, a lot of people don't recognize this. In your case, you wouldn't want to take retirement benefits. Well, you can't because you don't have 40 credits, but Maxine, the really cool thing about SSDI, you're 62, which generally somebody could get retirement benefits, right? They'd say, I'll just get my retirement benefits, I'll be good. Well, the difference is you'd be having the huge reduction in your benefit because claiming early before your full retirement age. The cool thing about SSDI, they're paid out at 100% of your full retirement age benefit. That's the really cool thing. Most people don't recognize that. So if you take SSDI versus retirement benefits, provided you get benefits as in you're eligible and you get the award letter, you get approved for benefits, those benefits would be paid out as if you were getting retirement benefits at your full retirement age, even at the age of 62. That's awesome, right? Okay. And then remember, they will automatically convert into retirement benefits at your full retirement age. Okay. So quick little pro tip there. Okay. That's like a video in and of itself. In fact, I have dedicated videos talking about that because it's such a cool point that a lot of people don't know. So anyway, you could be 30, you could be 50, you could be 62, and your SSDI benefits are paid out at 100% of your retirement benefit as if you were at your full retirement age getting retirement benefits. How cool is that, right? I know. So it's a little strategy that somebody in their early 60s who may potentially be eligible for SSDI benefits could take SSDI versus retirement and avoid a massive basically reduction because of claiming early. Does that kind of make sense? Again, it's a whole video in and of itself. I can talk about that in a separate one if you want me to, but I'd say look into that, okay? All right, so with that being said, let's wrap it up there. Again, I could sit here in the chat for days probably because there's a lot of message there. I know I missed a lot of comments, okay? I recognize that. If I didn't get to you, I really apologize. As you can see here, I'm pretty slow going through the chat. It would take me a long time to get through all of them. If I missed you, if I missed your comment, if I missed your question, if I missed a shout out, I really apologize. Seriously, I really do. I try to do as many as I can, but at the same time, I always want to be respectful of your time and I want to wrap these things up. I don't want to sit here for like 3 hours. I mean, it's cool. It's fun. I mean, okay, another quick side note, okay? What was it? 4 years or so ago, Corey and I, my wife and I, we did a 12-hour live stream. Okay, we did literally. We started at 8 a.m. in the morning and we ended at 8 p.m. Literally a 12-hour live stream. It was pretty funny. It's here on the channel. You have to scroll back a long ways to find it, but it's here on the channel. 12-hour live stream, and it's just us being just ridiculous fools. Okay, for like 12 hours. It was pretty funny. Anyway, all right. So with that being said, I'm gonna wrap this up. By the way, don't waste your time watching that 12-hour live stream. It's honestly just really bad. It's really bad. We're doing all kinds of weird stuff in it. It's not worth wasting 12 hours of your life watching that video. I just tell you that much, okay? All right, so anyway, let's wrap it up there. Again, I apologize if I missed your comment, your question, your shout out, something like that. I promise I'll be back in another one soon, okay? All right, so anyway, oh, by the way, please subscribe if you haven't done so. I know there's a number of new people here. That's awesome. Thank you. It's really, really cool to see some new people joining us as well. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, question, feedback. Check out the other videos here on the channel. Almost 5,000 videos here on the channel. I know, that's my life, right? 5,000 videos. I mean, how many channels really have 5,000 videos? Not many, right? I mean, it's a ton of time to make that many videos. I know, I've done it, every single one of them. All right, so anyway, all right, so I'm gonna unplug the mic here. When I do, the sound gets really bad, as you can probably tell now. All right, so I'm gonna hit the finish button, finish, and then I'm gonna hit this end button. All right, so have a nice day, and I'll catch you again later in another video. Thanks again for joining me. Really, really appreciate it. I always love spending time with you in these live streams. It's just a really fun time. So anyway, please have a nice day. I'll catch you again later in the next video. All right, I'll see you later. All right, see ya.